All right. Welcome to the Score Machine training. My name is Coach V, and I'm going to be showing you the functionality of how to utilize the Score Machine. Now, before we get started, the Score Machine was created to assist with determining if your credit profile is ready to be funded or not. So what's going to happen is you'll import your credit report into the software utilizing either My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, or My Score IQ. That report is then uploaded into the software, and our software will then read that report to determine if it in fact can be connected to the 4,000 plus credit unions or lenders in the software. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on how to utilize the software. And if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand so we can get those questions answered. All right, so as you can see, we have been logged into the dashboard here. Here on the dashboard, you have the amount of clients that you have in the software, clients that are not fundable, clients that are in the process of getting funded, clients that have already been matched to an institution in the software, and then any clients that you've imported into the software for the month. Also, too, any clients that you've made inactive. Now, understand we have a total of 4,565 banks in the software. Along with those banks comes those products that you have access to as well, which is over 13,000 products in the software. Now, if we scroll on down here, this match ready icon here is letting you know how many clients or the percentage of clients in your pipeline that are ready to be connected to those institutions. Now, here's a link for you to send to your clients. They'll be able to create their own login and review their credit report specifically. All right, so they won't be able to see what you see in your back office, but they will be able to see anything pertaining to their credit report only. Next here we have an onboarding link. With this link here is where your clients will be able to onboard themselves. So utilizing one of those three credit monitoring platforms, which is My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, and My Score IQ, they'll be able to import their credit report. Now, if you want to manually import the client into the software, what we'll do is go ahead and click right here where it says Add to CRM. Again, one of the three platforms, My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, or My Score IQ. Please understand with either of these two, Identity or My Score IQ, you would need the last four of the social to import that report into the software. Okay. So once you've gathered their login credentials, which is the email and whatever password they created when they register with either of those platforms, you get the last four of the social, then you'll be able to import that client into the software by simply clicking on Add Client. Next, we have a referral link. In the event that you are interested in receiving some monthly commissions, we encourage you to send out your referral link to any individual business or any communities that you guys have access to. You will receive for your first 30 referrals or 30 subscribers, you'll get 10% of those monthly commissions. Now, the higher the number, the higher that percentage goes. Okay, so it goes all the way up to 50% of that monthly subscription that you'll be paid out on a monthly basis. Next here, we have the ability for you to go ahead and register with MyScore IQ. And we encourage MyScore IQ because it provides you with that FICO score. Now, the banks, credit unions, and lenders do review FICO scores. So we will encourage you to go ahead and either become an affiliate or send out this link for individuals to register for MyScore IQ. Next here, you have quick actions, which is your credit report, settings, and then the Affiliate Pro dashboard. Now let's go ahead and click on there. And this is where you'll be able to see the amount of referrals that in fact did subscribe utilizing your referral link. Okay, so like I shared, we already in the beginning, you get 10% of those monthly commissions after 25 subscribers, then it goes up to all the way up to 50% of those monthly commissions that you'll be receiving. Okay. Also, too, here are your different referral links located here. This is the referral link for the product for individuals. And if you are, in fact, in a community, you can send out this link here, affiliate invite link. All right. Again, you can review your monthly commissions, your earnings, all of that information will be located here in the affiliate dashboard. So let's go back to our actual page here for the software. going to scroll on down here. You do have a calendar. Here on the calendar is where either you can add any notes here on the calendar, any reminders, or just simply join on our trainings that we host 4 times a week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Simply click on your calendar, click on join, and now directly to that Zoom call that we're hosting on that specific day. Recent activity is located here. This month's performance is located here. And then your client pipeline is also located here as well. So next we'll go to the CRM. Here in the CRM is where you'll be able to monitor and manage your client's profile information. So what you'll do is click on a specific client here. And then if you need to, you can edit that information here. Okay. You can see where the profile documents, you can upload them here. So then you'll have the credit report information, their residential information, their login credentials for whatever credit monitoring site that you're utilizing. And this is where you'll be able to upload any documents in the event that you need to collect them to complete the process of funding or credit repair. Okay, so this is where you can add this information here. If you need to update anything in regards to the client's information, you can do that here. Credit reports, when they were pulled, the score history. So that'll be located here, depending on how many times that you did, in fact, pull that report. Power of attorney information, if you want to upload any of those documents here, you can do that as well. Letters that have been generated through the credit repair software is located here. And then if you want to implement any freezes, you can go ahead and click here for these different options here. Okay, so this is located under the CRM. And again, this is where you'll be able to change anything pertaining to the profile. Okay, also too, you have if there was any improvements with the score, this will be located here. The round that you're in, if you're utilizing the credit repair software, any documents that are missing, it will let you know that here. If the report is fundable and ready to be connected to the institutions, that'll be located here as well. Okay, so this is what's located on the overview of that specific client. Now let's go ahead and click on employees. With employees, if you do have any VAs, partners, or just employees, you can go ahead and add them here. Now, depending on what subscription you do have, that allows you how many users that you can upload and have access to your software. So what you would do is add or click on add member, type in their first, last name, email. You can make them active or inactive, create a password, and then you can go ahead and create that employee. No, not necessarily. What we do encourage is for you to actually clean up the secondaries, because that is where they are able to review and determine if a profile information is accurate. That's where they'll verify that at. So we do kind of encourage you guys to clean up the secondary bureaus, but if it is your choice to go ahead and freeze them if you would like. So again, with the employees, you'll go ahead and add that information there, give them their login credentials, and then they'll have access to your subscription. Work areas where we do most of the work when it comes to utilizing the software. Okay, so we will come back to this tab. Feature requests. This is where we want to hear what you would like to help enhance the software or your workability in the software. So if there's any ideas that you want to share with us to help enhance the software and help you be able to work in the software, we want to hear those ideas. So what you'll do is click on new idea, type in the title of your idea, your description. If you have a attachment or a picture of that, go ahead and upload that here, submit your idea, and then our team on the back end will review that to determine if this is something that will be beneficial to the software and our users. Our AI coach tab here is specifically for funding and credit repair questions. So if you have anything pertaining to a specific client, a question for funding or credit repair, you'll go ahead and select that client that you have here and then ask any type of question pertaining to credit repair or funding. Next, our knowledge base is our school community. So if you want to go ahead and engage with our community here, you can as well, okay? Simply type on what's on your mind to communicate to others. Also, too, here in the classroom are different videos in regards to our master class and our score machine trainings that we host in the past. This also replays are located here that you can watch. Our subscriptions. Here are subscriptions that we have for you, okay? So we have our basic plan, which is $28 a month, gives you access to have one client in the software and one user. We also have our Pro Unlimited subscription located here for $4.97, gives you access to have unlimited clients, unlimited users. Then we have our professional tier, which is $297 a month, gives you access to 125 clients, 25 users. And then our last tier, which is our starter tier, $197 a month, 50 clients, 50 users. Okay, so those users again are in reference to those employees or VAs or any partners that you want to add into the software. This is how you'll be able to give them access to that. Also, too, in our support tab, you'll be able to receive support in the event that you need some assistance with the software. So say you have some questions or your software is not working correctly, we encourage you to reach out to our support team, okay? So you can submit a support ticket, all right? And then you can also contact our support team via phone or text by calling this number Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. If you want to send us an email, you can do that as well. We'll respond within 24 hours. You can also live chat with us, and that will take about a 2-minute response time. And as you can see, our support hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, 10 a.m., 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Sunday, we are closed, okay? Live chat, again, 2-minute response time. Select one of the individuals here to chat with and go ahead, type in your message here, send, and within 2 minutes, you should receive a response from somebody from the community or from the support team. You're talking about in regards to the software? Because our support team, yes, they speak English. They do have very strong accents, but they do speak English. But again, you can text as well if that's something better or email. Did you have anything that was going on with your software, Jamal? And you can unmute if you're able.
Hello.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry to stop you from your I know you was going to order, but I was going back and forth with somebody from yesterday and today. Um I can't think of the manager that I ended up speaking to. The manager. It was a gentleman. He was
Ray?
very helpful. Yeah, I think his name was like Ray or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was very helpful, but every time I call to speak to somebody, is the English is very kind of broken, but I do
Mm-hmm.
say that somebody is there right away. I
Mm-hmm.
can't say that like as soon as I call somebody answer the phone, if they tell me to send a text message, like if it's something going on that I don't understand. So I can't say that, but but I do have to wait to speak to Ray if something else going on. Like I'm pretty new to this. When I started doing credit repair before in the past, it was kind of more like manually. But all this
Mm-hmm.
new with the CRM, so this is all new to me. So that's why I was asking as far as about the LexisNexis and the secondary bureaus when I'm sending stuff in because I'm right now I'm using myself right now as a using myself putting myself in there before I start bringing on other clients as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure I have everything together, sending off because I had a question with the letters. I had did the enhance and I sent that off and it was a little higher, but he told me Ray was saying like you don't have to use that. He said you could use the smaller one to see if that makes more, if that's more affordable for you. So I'm just trying to get an idea if I could know how I could price point towards clients,
Mm-hmm.
if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I would say the higher, so of course, standard, or is it basic, standard, and then enhanced? The higher the dispute type, the more letters it will be. So the more verbiage, the more aggressive the verbiage becomes. So yes, Ray did provide you with the correct instructions in regards to possibly selecting the basic option because there will be less letters that will be created. But of course, if you want better results, you will go with the higher option. You
Right.
also, I guess you were trying to print and mail and print with the total post and print.
Right. So I want, is it better to go ahead and print myself and send them out, or I was using
Uh,
their option to, I was using their
Yeah,
option.
hassle free pretty much. It's all based off of your price point. What I would say is if you are, going to start this as as a business, of course, either you can make it to where your client pays for the printing and mailing and you charge them possibly a little bit upfront, or try your best to try to include it based off of the different packages possibly that you want to provide to a client. So maybe you can set up your price points based off of basic, standard, and enhanced. So you'll have three different tiers and then three different price points where you'll be able to kind of implement, still receive your commissions on the front end, and then still be able to pay for that printing and mailing service, if that makes sense.
Okay. Not try to hold you. When you was
No, you're good.
mentioning about the LexisNexis, like, I mean, not the Lexus, the secondary bureaus cleaning those up,
Mhm.
um, is that something that when you say clean it up, I know it's different like calling the regular bureaus. When you say clean it up, is that the same thing as just calling them just to verify the information? What do you mean by clean it up with the secondary?
Yeah, so some of them you can call, some of them you will have to either send in documentation, some of them you can do it online. I've only said this because I've experienced it for myself, where I cleaned up all of my information on the secondary bureaus. I had like 40 pages of information that was from back in 1999. And once I've cleaned everything up, it was old addresses, old emails, name variations, birth dates. Everything was pretty much either old or incorrect. And once I went on ahead and cleaned it up, because a lot of people are like just freeze it, but once it's unfrozen, all of that old information is still there. So why not just take care of it and clean it all up? So yeah, you would have to either call. Some of them you can call. Some of them you can uh, do it online, or then some of them you will have to submit documentation to verify that the information is no longer, attached to you anymore, and then they'll be able to clean it up that way.
So you basically just going there telling me you want to clear your old info. I mean, you want to
Hmm.
update your information.
Correct.
Okay. That's why
Correct.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm saying the right verbiage when I'm
Hmm.
contacting them. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Like I had definitely, like I said, I wanted to log in. I know some more trainings I wanted definitely gonna be on here.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely using myself, because I want to clean myself up too. But I'm
Hmm.
definitely using myself, and like you said, using the package, I felt like it makes sense because I was saying it was like 300 or something dollars for the enhanced. I was saying like, well, it definitely makes sense for me to charge on the on the
Hmm.
upfront, for just to
Hmm.
cover that. For it won't be like coming out of pocket, and it's like, okay, well, they already took care of it, then boom, it's already taken care of. So
Right.
that's something I do like. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and you can do the printing and mailing yourself, but you got to understand if you don't have like an industrial printer, you're going to be running back and forth to Walmart or Target to get ink, because that's going to run up your ink um very fast.
Yeah, and about time the money that you spend, even if I was going
Yeah.
to like Staples or Office Max, it'd be about
Uh-huh.
this, it'd be
It'll be
just about
gone.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, that makes sense. So I think that's pretty. Trying to think, that's pretty much what us I really had to ask on here because I forgot to ask Ray that earlier, and I said let me make sure I get on the Zoom call because I didn't know, do I need to freeze these secondary bureaus before I even send these things out, or so that was really my main things that I had to ask. That's all.
Okay.
So I appreciate it. I'll let you go ahead and continue. My
No
apologies.
problem. Thank
Mhm.
you. No problem. So now we're on the settings tab. Here on the settings tab, this is where you'll be able to change anything pertaining to your profile, password, your agreement to the score machine is located here. And then also too, the score machine does have a safeguard. With that safeguard, it's the funding module override agreement. Okay, I would encourage you to read this first, but pretty much you're agreeing to turn off that safeguard where your credit report won't be protected in the software, if that makes sense. So what happens is if you turn this off, you'll still be able to go through the funding process. And basically run up your credit utilizing adding all those extra inquiries. So some people are wanting to turn it off or enable it. This again will turn off your safeguard in regards to pretty much protecting that report. And of course, you would have to agree if you do want to enable this option here. But these are your agreements here. Integrations, we already have MyFreeScore now, all of those credit monitoring platforms there. You can integrate your Go High Level system. Just make sure that you do retrieve the required information. Okay, if you do have a credit repair software that you prefer to use, you can put that in here as well. Your onboarding link, you can change your slug. So instead of it saying Sandbox or Jamal, or you can change it to Jamal and make it more personable for you. And then also too, along with your onboarding link, you can also personalize that if you have a logo or if you have specific colors that you want. When someone does click on your onboarding link, they'll see your logo and your colors that's pertaining to your business. All right, so that's located in the integrations tab here. And then we have our merchant integration, which goes through the 5-star processing. So let me go ahead and click there. And this is where you'll be able to collect or create invoices and collect based off of, if you got your client funded or if you are trying to collect invoices for your credit repair software. You can utilize the 5-star processing and then you'll be able to create those here. Then we have appearance and preferences. You can change it from light to dark. Okay. Change the spacing here and also the animations that you can see in the background. You can turn those on or off. All right, so those are the tabs there. Now let's get into how to utilize the software. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click on the work area. And then I'm going to click on a specific client. And this is your work area dashboard. Now you have different tabs here. If we scroll back and forth, this is our work area here. And then your credit report, which have your overview, personal inquiries, public records, and accounts, okay? So let's go ahead also too on this page here, you have your actual report showing here, accounts, collections, inquiries, your utilization, any late payments, and any information pertaining to your credit report is located here, okay? So that there's on that first page in your work area. Let's go ahead and click on this tab here, analysis. And this is going to give you some background on credit. Okay, so understanding credit, what are credit bureaus, what is in the credit report, different things are located here in regards to the actual credit report. Okay, now let's go to our progress report. Click on this icon here. This is going to give you background about your credit report. Okay, so the breakdown of your score analysis and percentage. So there are 5 categories here. Your credit report should match them as much as possible. Okay, scroll on down here. If there was any negative accounts on your credit report, that'll be located here. So inquiries, late payments, collections, charge-offs, public records, and then the breakdown of those negative items, if there are any. So it'll be the type of item it is, the account that it's attached to, the creditor, the bureau, if it's a new account that's been present on your report for a while, or if it's been removed, is located here, okay? And then, of course, your credit history, the age of your credit, the oldest account, any new inquiries that you received, and then the accounts that are in good standing, accounts that are in bad standing will be located here. All right, so that is in our progress report tab. If we go to the underwriting tab, we'll go ahead and click on that icon. This is where you'll be able to see if your report is fundable or not. So we do have these data points in the software where these have been connected to our banking relationship managers. And those data points were collected from them specifically to determine if a profile is fundable or not. So once that report is put into the software, we'll go out here, scroll on down, you see your scores here. Do you qualify? Are those data points, okay? So as you can see, green means go, good to go. Yellow means proceed with caution. Red means not eligible, okay? So here are data points. Your score is a 730 plus, under 30% utilization on open revolving accounts. Minimum of 5 open primary credit cards with 2 years of good payment history. 2, primary credit cards with at least 2 years of age and 5,000 plus limits. No more than 4 unsecured accounts open in the last 12 months. Under 4 inquiries. And this is yellow because our TransUnion credit report already has 4 inquiries. So we cannot pull anything or be connected to any institutions that pull from TransUnion. As you can see, it's only yellow because we do still have inquiries that we can utilize through Experian and Equifax. Next, we have collections, charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcies, okay? So in fact, as you can see, this report is good to go. Next steps will be to go ahead and click on Go to Funding, all right? If we scroll on down here, we have our debt utilization, which is overall through all 3 bureaus, overall percentage of your utilization for those revolving accounts. Please understand each account should be under 30% utilization, right? Scroll on down here. If there was any negative accounts impacting your qualifications, that will be located here. Inquiries that are lowering your chances of approvals are located here. Now, like we saw up there in the do you qualify tabs or data points, we have 4 inquiries with TransUnion. Here are your 4 inquiries. Experian, Experian Equifax had those green checks, which means that we can still go through there. Now, Experian, we have 3 inquiries already, which leaves us with 1 inquiry. And then Equifax, we have 2 inquiries, which leaves us with 2 inquiries. In total, we have 3 inquiries that we can utilize to determine if we can go or want to go ahead and connect to those institutions in the software, okay? Remember, the software is going to only connect us to institutions that are Experian and Equifax because we already have 4 inquiries with TransUnion. And that safeguard is protecting this credit report from being pulled or being connected to any institutions that pull from TransUnion. We scroll on up here, we have the type of accounts that we have here, the creditor that it's attached to, the status, whether it's open or closed, the designator, which is either authorized user, individual, or a joint account. If the account is open or when it was open, the age of that account, the limit, the balance, and then the bureau that account is attached to. Okay, those are the accounts there. Then we also have this great tool. If we go ahead and scroll down here, it's called Pay Down. So if we're having some utilization issues or high utilization, this Pay Down tool is going to help you pay down your debt in possibly a faster way. So if we go ahead and click on the specific account, we have a pay down plan made specifically for us. So we can determine if we want to bring down that percentage. Let's go to 20%, okay? It's going to provide you with a daily amount to pay to bring that down, a weekly amount, monthly, and overall year amount to pay down that debt. Okay, so this is a great tool that you can utilize for clients in the event that they do have utilization issues. You can go ahead and provide them with I would say maybe a screenshot, or when you're doing your consultations, let them know, hey, I do notice, that you have high utilization. This is a plan that you can follow to bring down that utilization. Okay. So that's located there in the pay down, and this is also under the underwriting tab. Again, this tab here too can be screenshot. So say for instance, you come to a client and their report looks like this. Let me show you guys what a not fundable or a report that's not fundable looks like. You can also screenshot this information, send it to your clients and let them know, hey, you're not quite ready for funding, but what we can do is go take you through my credit repair process, get your credit repaired, and then bring us back for funding. So this is what a report would look like if it was not fundable yet, okay? So let's go back here. Okay, so that is located under the underwriting tab. So let's go ahead and click on the credit war map. The credit war map does have a chat for the inquiry. So say for instance, you do not want to call the bureaus, you prefer to send out letters. We have a chat that will help create those letters for you. This chat is specifically made for inquiries. And what you would do is go ahead and click on Launch Inquiry Exterminator, and it will go ahead and provide you with the steps on what you need to do in order for you to have those letters created. All right. These are the inquiries that are not attached to any open account, so that will be located here. Also, too, if a report did need credit repair and you prefer to utilize the M2 software, that's implemented here. Again, a utilization optimization option where you can't click on it, but you can see how much it will take to pay to bring down your utilization to 30%, 25%, and so on. Okay. We'll scroll down more here. We have our account aging strategy located here. So say for instance, one of the data points did not meet the 2-year time frame. You can go ahead and click down here to see exactly what time frame it is. So say for instance, one of the accounts meets the limit, but it does not meet the time frame. You'll be able to see what account and how many months it will take before you're able to go ahead and be connected to those institutions. Okay. Next, we have our average age growth planner, and this was created to show you in regards to if you need any primary trade lines to add, what amount you should add. So the minimum age you should add is around about 6 years. So this is pretty much going to give you a rundown of that information here. Then the accounts that are pulling your average down is located here, the accounts that are anchoring, and then some strategy notes are located here. And again, if this client or this profile is fundable, you can still go to funding here. All right, so that's located under our credit war map. Now, if we go to the automated credit analysis, we'll go ahead and agree to the terms here. With the automated credit analysis, this is going to determine the violations, if there are any, on those accounts. So what you'll do is already have this clicked here. We're going to go ahead and click on accounts. Next, we're going to click on credit repair. And if there's any violations that the software has detected, they're going to be located here under bureau presence, creditor name. So say, for instance, you are utilizing the chat to create your own letters. You can go ahead and see what those violations are by simply clicking on applicable law set. And as you can see, those violations are located here under the FCRA, FACTA, Metro 2, regulatory, and other. And this will be located for all of the accounts that are listed on your credit report. So here are all of the violations that were detected for this specific account on this specific bureau. Scroll down more here. This will be the second account. Remember, you must click credit repair to see what those violations are, and they will appear here. Okay. So again, this is located under the automated credit analysis. It provides us with any violations that were detected off of those accounts. Then we have our credit repair software. With our credit repair software, it's very simple to use. It only takes 6 clicks. So if there is some credit repair that is needed for you or your client's report, you can go ahead and click on the accounts individually, and that will only create a letter for that specific account. Or if you want everything to be attacked on the report, we'll go ahead and click on select all. So this is click 1, click 2, click 3. We'll scroll on down here. The next click will be to determine what dispute type you want to utilize. It's basic, standard, and enhanced. Please understand the verbiage changes as well as the amount of pages that you have per letter. So enhanced, of course, is going to provide you with more letters. I think I generated some letters for a client the other day, and one of the packets did have 117 letters. So enhanced, of course, is more than likely has more stronger verbiage and more in-depth explanation as to why these accounts should not be present on the report. Okay, so this will be click number 4. What round that you're in is located here. So we have our polite round for first round, second round is firm, third round is legal, fourth round is strict, fifth round is threatening, sixth round is strongest. Okay, so that's our 5th click there. And please understand, if you get to the 6th round and there's no results that you have seen thus far, we do have credit attorneys readily available to you to be able to go through that litigation process. Remember, each account that's possibly reporting inaccurately can be around about $1,000 each report or each violation. Okay. The 6th click will be to go ahead and click on generate dispute letters. Okay. Just go ahead and click there. These letters are now being created. and we'll be able to see what they look like here in the bottom in a couple of minutes, maybe even seconds. All right, so those letters have been created. If we go ahead and scroll on down here, you do have the ability to print and mail out your letters yourself by simply clicking on download generated dispute letters or click send for printing. Printing is through our Total Post and Print. Again, if an invoice is created and that is a bit expensive, I would encourage you to communicate with our team, let them know, and they may be able to arrange or, work out some different price points utilizing a different delivery process, not utilizing possible service certified with signature or maybe just a standard delivery process. Okay. So you do have the ability to print and mail out your letters yourself or send them to the printing department there that we have in the software. And here is an example of one of the letters here. So as you can see, what we did, I believe we had the standard option here. That's 23 letters in this specific letter here. Okay. Or 23 pages. And you can print front and back. So this will be 23 pages that will be sent out to the bureaus. Okay. So those credit repair letters there. And that is located in our credit repair software. Are there any questions before I move forward? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and click onto the debt consolidation tab. And this is going to basically send you out reminders to remind you about that you have the goal to consolidate your debt. Okay. So what you would do is you'll create, as you can see, we already have some plans here created. What you would do is, let me go ahead and click on one of the plans to enhance it. So you click on this little icon here, and as you can see, there is a plan option here. If you want to pay off this balance here of $4, you can pay it off in a month. If you want to take 2 months, you'll do $2, 3 months, so on, okay? You'll be able to see that breakdown there. If you do want those reminders sent to you via email, click on this icon here. You can determine your utilization that you want to bring it down to, how long you want it to take to pay down that debt, what day you want to pay down that debt on, and then whether you want those reminders to be sent out. And what happens is those reminders will be sent out to yourself or your client's email on a monthly basis on the specific day, reminding you that it is time to pay down your debt. Okay, so that is our debt consolidation option there. Click on our funding audit. We're going to agree to the terms here. And this is pretty much providing you with a projection of how much you can get funded on your personal side or the business side. Now, please understand with your business, if you get approved through any business, you will be utilizing your own personal credit. Okay. You'll be PGing. Okay. But you do have the option to only see personal, only see business, or continue to just have both options there. But again, this is a projection of how much you can get funded on the personal or business side. Okay. Now, if our report is in fact ready to be connected to those institutions here, we can go ahead and click on the funding icon. Let's go ahead and click there. I know this is what everyone has been waiting for. Go ahead and agree to the terms here. And here is our funding platform. Okay. So we have 3 options here: AI, which will connect you to banks that are within a 20-mile radius of your actual address or the city that you're located in. Hybrid is the mixture of the 3. DIY is where you would be able to pick your own banks based off of the credit report that is the most strongest in the software. Okay. Right now, we do have it stuck on a hybrid where we'll be able to utilize both of the options. If you are in fact running this as a credit repair, or excuse me, a funding business, you can determine if you have, your percentage of how much that you want to get paid based off of how, the amounts that the individuals have gotten approved for. Say, for instance, we want to go 15%. If your client has gotten approved for 30,000, that means you should get 4,500 back from you connecting them to the institutions in the software. You mentioned adding another credit software. If you do not have another one, I wouldn't worry about it, but there are other softwares that other individuals do in fact utilize, that, you have the access to be able to add them into the software as well. All right. Also, too, you can change the state that you're actually located. So say, for instance, you also reside in another place. You can, change that here. We went through the percentages here. Here's your funding strategy. Okay. Now, remember I shared we have over 13,000 products in the software. Here are your products. Okay. Here are your funding types. You have loans, SBA loans, credit cards, line of credit, merchant cash advance, home equity loans, and auto loans. Now, right now, everything is selected as both, which is going to give you options for both business and the personal side. If you only want to go through the personal side, you'll go ahead and click on personal. And here are your funding types here. Loans, credit cards, line of credit, home equity, and auto loan. If you want to do business only, we'll click on business tab there. And as you can see, SBA loan, credit cards, loans, line of credit, merchant cash advance. If you have everything selected as both, you're going to get all of the options. All right. Now, remember, I shared in the beginning of this process, remember, the software has a safeguard in it where it protects your credit report, which means if you have more than four inquiries on a specific credit report, we are not, or the software is not going to connect you to any institutions that pull from that report. Okay. So right now, our TransUnion report is heavy on inquiries. So right now we just have inquiries through Experian and Equifax, which leaves us with a total of 3 inquiries that we can utilize to go ahead and connect to those institutions in the software. Now, the software has already connected us to what they believe will be good options for us based off of that credit report. And as you can see, for Experian, as we only have one pool remaining, we can go ahead and apply through American Express. And what you would do is simply click on Apply Now, and that'll take you directly to that application. Now, we do not provide any instructions on how to fill out that application, but of course, make sure that you complete that application as accurate as possible with the correct information because you do not want to commit any type of fraud, okay? If we go ahead and scroll on down here, Bank of America and Chase were the options for Equifax. As you can see, our client has already been approved for a Bank of America $30,000 credit card through our software already. And then Chase here will be the second option for the Equifax pool because we had 2 pools remaining for Equifax, all right? Now, say for instance, you do want to utilize a different bank that we have in the software, simply click on add funding offer. And what we'll do is go ahead and select one of the banks here in the software. Click on the arrow here, and here are the a couple of, the 4,000 plus banks that we have in the software. Okay, so say for instance, let's just go ahead and click on Bank of Princeton. Then we'll go to the funding type. This specific bank has credit cards, and this is the credit card that you have options to go ahead and apply for. And what happens is we'll go ahead and click on apply if we want to go ahead and utilize this specific bank. All right. And that's pretty much how the software works. If there's any questions, I can go ahead and take those now. Please go ahead and either raise your hand or come off mute. I would prefer you guys to raise your hand just so we can keep some formality here. And go, any question is a good question. No question is a stupid question. So please, come off mute, raise your hand, and ask any questions that you may have pertaining to the software. Well, if you guys haven't already, I do want to offer you an option. We do have our basic plan, which does provide you with the option to go ahead and only sign up for yourself and one user, which you will be the user. But for a limited time, we do have an offer where you can get the unlimited subscription for only $297. So I'm going to drop that tab here in the chat here. If you are in fact interested in subscribing to the unlimited software or the unlimited subscription, you can do it for $297. I dropped that tab there here. You guys will be able to have access to utilize that. Now understand, now I'll go back to the subscriptions here. As you can see, our unlimited subscription is $497. Now, if you do want to get access to the unlimited for only $297, you'll go ahead and click that link there in the chat. Okay. So you have access to get that unlimited profile or that unlimited subscription there for only $297. But if there's no more questions or there aren't any questions, we'll go ahead and end the call now. We will be back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same link. Please join to continue to learn how to utilize the software efficiently, okay? I want you guys to enjoy your evening, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.